So they'll be calling you a radical. It's 3/11/11. There's no stairway to heaven, Kevin. Freaking 2 + 2. 2 + 2. Winston is 3. Big day. Big day. So this is probably the most important information to ever come out of the Fukushima disaster. Right now. Now, it just shows you how Google has control of all the media. This was reported in the Japan Times, but we had to dig and dig and dig. Tim found it up there. Thank God. I mean, this should be the #1 story on every media freaking platform there is. Now stay with me. This is real important on 3/11. So, this is not just some athlete. This is not just some athlete. Rikako. This is the greatest athlete Japan maybe in the history of the country. She's 18 years old. At the Asian Games last year, they're like, oh my God, where did this come from? Broke multiple world records, Asian records. Won 6 gold medals, 18-year-old swimmer. So they're like, whoa, she will be the face of the 2020 Olympics, which I named the Leukemia Olympics a long time ago. Kevin Blanche, son of Cassandra. This is the biggest story since Fukushima happened. So on 2/11, it's reported. You see it anywhere in media? You see any you YouTube idiots? I like all these idiots all over the internet. Blah, blah, blah. All we hear is radio goo-goo, radio gaga. You know, socialism, capitalism, you can't even spell it. The Mormons were 100% capitalism. By the way, I mean 100% communism for 150 years. This is not capitalism here. This is militarism. Seen the debt? So stay with me. This is real important. So the coach this winter, she went to a meeting. She was feeling kind of tired and she swam poorly. She says, well, I'm feeling kind of tired. So they went and checked her blood. Leukemia. She's in a transplant. Well, I don't know if she's in a transplant, but she's in a leukemia unit right now. Well, I don't know if it's AML, but my guess it is. Because the way she said she just fell off a, if it's AML, well, we're praying for her. I'm praying for her. I'll start to cry. As I stood right here, it's going to give you leukemia. It's going to go to Fukushima. And 11/11/11, I got leukemia. What an 8-year fight, huh? Well, given 2 months to live. You say, oh, that's just one. No, 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 no. Millions. This is the most famous athlete maybe in the history of the country. I want you to think about that. She has leukemia. So when Fukushima happened, she was what? 10 years old? So if none of you have ever read Folding Paper Cranes, maybe this is a good time you should. She was 11 after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they kept that cover up. She died. I got to hold one of her folded paper cranes in my hand here in Utah. She presented me, her niece, with one of the recycled from Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I have it. Wouldn't you think that'd be a big story in Utah? So in Utah, we're going to bring the world's nuclear away. So 2 + 2, Winston, is 3/11. Fox News told you the insanity of Sean Hannity. CNN told you. Who would ever believe that the American populace go along with this? Is the tide pools will collapse, the salmon. So it's going to be a big day. So I'm doing multiple radio shows, starting here pretty quick. I'll be on Rents tonight with Dana, 3 hours. So I'm doing the PBS syndicated show on the College Network. Today I'll try to record that. I got another one I'm doing. By the way, so this is important. This is what happens to us anti-nuclear activists. Lisa's car was stolen yesterday morning with a lot of my stuff in it, including Operation Friendship, my patch that I got from one of the young men who was on the Reagan who died. That patch was on my hat. It was in her vehicle. 2006 Yukon was stolen out of the hotel parking lot yesterday morning in broad daylight. Pretty amazing. Michelle Grant got arrested for calling up some of the TV stations and asking about Savannah River and the nuclear waste there in South Carolina. Guess when they scheduled the court hearing? Today, 3/11. This is what we're up against. This is what they do to us. Is it all synchronicity? I don't know, but sad. A lot of my stuff was in that vehicle. A lot, of course, hers. No good deed goes unpunished. So a big day, but this is the biggest story since Fukushima happened. Thank you to Tim Martin up there. And anybody, people say Fukushima is good for you, karma's going to kill you. Why is this such a massive story? This is the most famous athlete in the history of the country of Japan, probably. I'm not kidding. Phenom. We're all praying for her. You know, what a journey we've got on our hands. The American populace is so hypnotized, so ignorant, and who's done it? Alternative media? Oh yeah. Remember Alex Jones used to talk about Fukushima and tell, I was in front of the White House, you can't make this up, and the guy was preaching and he was calling Trump his Lord and Savior. Now Trump's signing Bibles. Here in Utah, you don't think Satan has taken the evangelical movement? Trump is signing Bibles. Think about that. You know how disturbing that is? Here in Utah, they're going to bring nuclear away. I mean, they're insane. Satan has taken the field. And what is Satan's greatest tool? Nuclearism. You're hypnotized. Tide pools are dead. 99%. All post-Fukushima, the smoking gun is the SAM. Record returns in 2016. I'll be talking a lot. I'll video as much as these interviews as I can, as I do them. I'll be in a studio today at some point. I don't know if it's going to be in Salt Lake or they can hook it in here. I don't know, but I would have never believed it. That people are willing to trade their health, mow off half their life for some nuclear energy crime syndicate, the greatest organized crime syndicate in world history, because they're that stupid. Selfish, ignorant people will elect selfish, ignorant leaders, and these people are so selfish and so ignorant. This is the dumbest populace of humans who ever walked. By the way, the rest of the world, they're screaming their head like their hair's on fire about Fukushima. I've traveled abroad. They're going crazy about Fukushima. Not here in America. Oh yeah, we got to fight off socialism. Yeah, this system's really worked out good. Whatever. You know anything about 1929? You know anything about the 30s? This is militarism. Obey, consume, obey, consume, obey, consume. Die of cancer and pray to an Ikee. I'm going to see Jesus. No, you're not. You're going to hell, a nuclear hell. So we're praying for you, young lady. We're really praying for you. I want to show you something lastly. My greatest accomplishment in my life? No. Fighting for my grandson. So my grandson calls me last night. Can't make this up. He was born this month. My two pair of 11s. Born this month. He calls me and says, I'm doing a report at school tomorrow. They asked me to do it. On March 11th? He says, yeah. He says, it's Fukushima tomorrow, huh? I said, yeah. He says, I have to stand up and talk about what I want to do when I'm grown up. And I said, what are you going to say? He says, I want to save the ocean. My daughter's like, wow. I says, yeah, you don't think I've had an influence on him? You don't think these young people get it? You know, this young woman in Japan was 10 years old when Fukushima happened. You losers who say it hasn't killed, it's killed millions. In Fukushima 50, multiple ones that are dead. Here in the United States, cancer epidemic off the hook. It's denial. It's the greatest mental illness in human history. It's the greatest eagle eye. Why would they continue to let it go on? By the way, I consider Trump and Obama to be, it's murder. I mean, who's running the show in the, well, Lake Barrett. Now look at 60 Minutes. Who's running the show in Japan? The United States. I consider this to be murder by Barack Obama, John Holdren, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, Abby, his best lover, friend. This is murder by Trump and Obama. This is mass murder. I mean, it's the only way you can look at it. Why would else they let this go on and cover up? Trump knows about Fukushima because I asked him. They don't care. They've gone along because they're going to be on the next winning team. So I consider Trump and Obama both to be, I mean, with malice, which here in Utah, they get the firing squad. And the Utah legislator for bringing this in, same thing. I consider this to be murder. And I will say this to Governor Herbert, if you sign this, this will be the biggest. Satan's got the field here. I got news for you. Why are you denying your freaking communist, socialistic roots as Mormons? Oh, no, it didn't fail. It didn't fail. You are failures. You've drank the Kool-Aid. You're not going to heaven. You're going to hell. Stand tuned. Very sad days.